Okay, now this is where things get really interesting because I'm going to talk for a minute about the 9 layers of chaos. It sounds like a bean dip, right? 9-layer dip. We've had that. It's really good. Well, in life, we have nine layers of chaos. And here's what I mean by that. Let me break it down. We have 9 different life areas. We've got rest and relaxation, career, community, health, finances, relationships, we've got entertainment, and we have self-improvement. We have these 9 different life areas, and we're trying to live them simultaneously because we don't just live for relaxation. We don't just live for our careers. We can't just live for our relationships. We have to be mindful of the 9 different life areas simultaneously as we're moving through our lives, remembering all of them, and we have goals in each of them. We want to pay off our debts, we want to be healthy, we want to have a good job, we want to strengthen our relationships. So see, we live these at the same time. So those are the 9 different layers of chaos because there's always something going on in each area at the same time. And so sometimes you're dealing with many things. You've got many tasks going on, you've got many issues to resolve. Sometimes there's many conflicts going on at the same time. That can be the 9 different layers of chaos. And we're dealing with them in our lives. Well, now you have your 9 layers of chaos. Think about your spouse. They also have their own life, and they've got their 9 life areas. So there's their own 9 different areas, 9 layers of chaos that they may be dealing with. And it doesn't mean that they're bad. It's just that there's all these things going on. So you have all these things going on in your life, then you have all these things going on in your spouse's life. Now, if you have children, and it's going to depend on the seasons of life, their age, and their stage. Because obviously you're not going to have a 2-year-old that's concerned about their career and their finances right now. So, like I said, it's going to depend. They may have a few less that they're dealing with. If you have a teenager, they're likely dealing with all 9 life areas. So you have your children, or your teens, or whatever age they are, and they're dealing with their 9 layers, or however many layers of chaos that they might have in their lives. For a 2-year-old, it's going to be relationships, learning to share, and that's a big one. So we have all of these things for each family member going on simultaneously in our own lives, but also for each family member simultaneously in their own lives. That can create a lot of chaos, and it's something to be mindful of as we're planning activities for our families, as we are thinking about our own life goals, to think about and consider what is going on with the other members of our household as we plan and as we try to build a life, so that we're taking everybody into consideration. We are also trying to remember that we need to walk a mile in their shoes. We want them to kind of understand that our lives are stressful at times, and we need to give them some of that. You give them a little bit of leeway there to understand that, yeah, they may be going through some difficult stuff now too, but it helps us to understand in our relationships and in a house how many things are actually going on and why it's important that we use life management tools to not only strengthen ourselves, but to strengthen us as a family, as people in our relationships, as we live together, as we work together, as we play together. All of that comes into play, and it is very important for us to understand. That's why I talk about the 9 different layers of chaos, and that's what it means. It doesn't mean anything bad's going on. It just means that in a single household, there can be many, many things happening all at once that we don't even think about. We're not even aware of it. This just builds an awareness for us to say, there's a lot going on in our family. Maybe we do need to take a vacation. There's a lot going on right now. Maybe we need to be tender towards each other. And it just helps us remember that because it makes us mindful of how much is going on. So there are those 9 layers of chaos going on. Not necessarily bad, but it just gives us a way to look at it, even with our own lives, that, you know what, I do have a lot going on. And that's just giving us a different way to think about it. So as you move forward with your life management plan, you will likely remember that it's not just one area of life that happens at a time. It's 9, and each person has their life areas going on at the same time. It gives you a whole different perspective. So that's what the 9 layers of chaos is all about.